What's up, everybody? My name is Lynx, and I am the founder of the GBA Pro-Am League. We're more than just a league, we're a community. And by that, I stand on that by trying to give back to my community, and not just my community, but the NBA 2K community as well. With one of these videos, I never really thought I would make one of these build or make a build videos. Again, you make your builds to your liking. That's the best way to go about it. That's my recommendation. But here, I'm gonna just share with you guys how I make my LeBron James build, the Lynx build, if you want to call it that. Well, guys in the GBA are familiar with me being the LeBron James of the GBA, and in that, it's shown in my playstyle. You know, I'm there trying to get points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, you name it. I'm trying to do everything. I'm trying to be everywhere, trying to guard as many positions as possible. Obviously, depending on the capabilities of, you know, what the game lets you do. Every game is different, but nothing changes in the way that I never really go away from what I want to be, and that's just the play style of LeBron James, right? It's just how I like to play, and I like the fact that that's a player that plays that same way. My LeBron James build is probably different from anyone else's builds in a sense of like, hey, you know, it's catered to like how I like to play and how I feel like is best suited for me playing it in the GBA. My resume kind of speaks for itself over the course of multiple 2Ks. One thing remains the same. I never really switch up my playstyle. It's just who I am. All right, so here we go. As you guys can see, it's a small forward, 6'8", 250-pound build with a 7-foot wingspan. Pretty self-explanatory. I had a first version of this kind of LeBron Lynx kind of build, which was a 6'9" build. And this was the stats for that one. And then obviously as the season progressed and we had more seasons in the GBA, and you know, later into the cycle of the game, kind of wanted to make a new iteration of my build with more shooting in a sense. And this was more of a LeBron James you 3, excuse my language, but it is what it is. Just wanted to help out more on the outside. So yeah, this build right here, the dunking was all cool and all with like contact dunks, but this was my version. I had to sacrifice a lot of things to be able to do certain things that I wanted to do. Some people might say the passing is overkill, but that's not really what I was going for. And this is just one of those things that I just felt like I had the capabilities of really elevating my teammates, and that's why I wanted to have a legend dimer. That's why I wanted to ensure that I was able to shoot more, rather than you know, guys in the GBA just expecting me to always attack the rim. If I have a really high dunk, guys are gonna be like, hey man, he just wants to dunk all the time with the dunk meter. So I kind of went away from that. So again, this is, you can do it to your liking how you want to do it, but this is how I did mine, because I just felt like this is how I play. I like to, you know, try to have a chess match with my defender, especially in the GBA, for example, where you're going up against guys that are learning you, right? Defenders that have seen you so many times that it becomes tougher and tougher to succeed. So I just wanted to just throw them something different out there. So again, 84 driving dunk out. Obviously with the cap breakers, you can bump it up even further if you want, get higher dunk rating, but I was cool there with the inside. The shooting, I left it at 83 3 ball, and the reason why the 84 midi is there is because with the cap breakers, I started bumping that up just so I can elevate my shooting badges and get more out of that, more bang out of my buck. Passing 89 with the cap breakers. Once again, I was able to bump it up even further to get legend dimer, which I think was like, a 93 or 94 pass ac in its all totality. Ball handling 85, speed with ball 75. Now the perimeter defense 85. This was more of a team oriented type of defense, but being able to switch off if there's a switch needed, and I'm able to have the opportunity to guard a smaller guard or a point guard, shooting guard, I have that capability. Decent interior. It's not the best of the best, but it's just enough for me to be able to, you know, defend myself a little bit if I do get switched off to the center. And usually I'm always guarding power forward, so a lot of their stuff is on the outside. On the inside. So I just felt like that was cool. With the steals, 73. Don't be fooled. I have 73 here. But guys in the league know Lynx is in them lanes. It's all about smart, anticipating the passes and being able to read the offense. Look, if especially me as a I have that point guard mentality. I'm always looking to see what I have an idea of what that point guard may be looking at, especially with tendency learning and whatnot. I have an idea of what certain point guards are looking at, or ball handlers in general are looking at, right? So you can anticipate it, and I think you'll be all right there. Blocking is decent, pretty good. I got a fair amount of good blocks out of that. Now the rebounding, I know you're probably looking at it like, man, that's kind of high. I damn near almost had a bunch of triple doubles in this league and in this cycle of NBA 2K. It's all about positioning, timing, and just knowing where to be at the right time, right? So you have no idea how many times I've saved my team with getting us a second or third chance opportunity to score because of my offensive rebounding or even my defensive rebounding abilities to help out in that front. Speed 84. This is probably one of my fastest iterations of a Lynx build that's this tall, and I'm very happy with that. With the agility at 78, I'm cool with that. Strength, believe it or not, was a 73. Now a lot of people probably thought Lynx usually has like an 84 minimum, but he always wants to go 92, 93. I did a lot of times, I did, but again, limitations in the game. I was like, you know what? Because what I was trying to do with this version of a Lynx build, LeBron James build, was kind of old man Braun, right? He still has strong. He's still strong. Don't get me wrong, but he doesn't like pulverize dudes as often as he did back in Miami, for example, or even Cleveland days where he was just kind of bullying guys, right? Vertical at 80. I think that's cool because for me, I look at it like that's well enough for me to get a nice block, get a good amount of rebounding. And granted, this is a build that I usually play on the defensive end. I'm usually guarding the 3 or the 4. There's times that I'm just, messing around. I'm telling guys, well, let's play small ball. I'll play center. Don't fully recommend it unless you know what you're doing. Other than that, 3 or 4, probably the 4 will be awesome for this build. Playing on defense. Offense, forget about it. You can have your little fun with that. As for takeovers, I mean, you have the ability to get multiple takeovers here, but I think for me, one of the more popular ones that I like to use a lot is I like to flip-flop between mixtape, which gives you blur, which is one of the better ones out there that you can use in this game. And whenever I felt like, maybe for this series coming up, or if I just felt like I wanted to just change it up, I would switch off from mixtape and not use blur anymore and go over to 3&D. And 3&D gives me a lot of boost on the perimeter and agility, and not just that, but also 3-point shooting. And you can never go wrong with that, especially when you pair it up with the set shot specialist badge. And as for animations, these were my animations that I used. I mean, I wasn't really technically like the most dribble kind of guy, so again, you can tweak it to your liking, what you like to do. But aside from that, passed out, I really love the LeBron James one. I'm cool with the dribble style being a pro. Everything else is pretty much up to you, except for the Zach LaVine step back. That's just clutch. Everyone always likes to say that's Lynx's only move, but Lynx's only move has been cooking you. The dunk styles, I mean, I like to just keep it simple. I have a lot of simple dunks in there, especially with this build. But the only definite thing that I do recommend is for this build, just to make it more look like a LeBron James build, I did add LeBron James's package in there. That was a must. And as for the jumper, we went with naming it Monkey Trois. This is a GBA member that helped me out with this jumper, gave me this one, and he recommended me to go with Tracy McGrady as a lower bay, Sadiq Bey upper with Sam Hauser, and then the as you can see, the visual cue all the way up to release 30 Bey and Sam at 70, and the release speed, he told me to bring it down 1 tick. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the best version of me shooting on this build because of this too. And after you put all that together, you're gonna end up getting the 2-way 3-level point forward. I can live with that, cool by me. And as for the cap breaker, man, honestly, do what you want with it. I just went this route, so I bumped it up to be able to get as my tier 2 badge, Dimer, Legend, and that's something that my teammates love. I'm always looking, obviously not just for me, but I'm looking out for my teammates, especially how I like to utilize everyone and not just make it seem like it's just me, only me type thing. So I'm more of a team guy. So I will get mine, but I'm also going to try to get everyone else involved. And my way of helping them out as well is by getting a Dimer. You could be Gold, Hall of Fame, but my preference here is Legend. And then Set Shot Specialist. The highest I can go is Hall of Fame, but that's pretty damn good to me as well. So yeah, you can you know, tweak around, see what you like, but this is how I had my set out to go. And yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy the video. I hope you guys enjoy, even though I know this is pretty late in the cycle of this game, but it is what it is. I just wanted to share this. And yeah, we're gonna hopefully have more GBA members create videos like this, promoting their builds and what they've done, and share that with the community as we go. So yeah, until next time, you guys have a good one. Peace.